Good morning, welcome back. It's Sunday morning, 6:30, and I've woken up bright and early. So excited for this. It's something I haven't been able to do enough of this summer, purely because I haven't had a bike much. So I'm going to have a bit of breakfast, go for a morning ride before all of the crowds, all of the craziness on the road. It is a beautiful hazy morning. It's 18 degrees already. After my little ride, I'll go over and see Danny, who's about to do a bit of work on his Royal Enfield Classic 500. I don't think anything specific has gone wrong, but I thought I'd just pop over there because it'd be nice to see the Classic 350 and the Classic 500 next to each other. And then later in the day, maybe I'll pop over, pick Monika up, maybe go for a pub lunch or something like that. So I'll take you with me for the day. This is what summer days are all about. I absolutely love it. Can't believe where the summer's gone. Feels like just yesterday that we got back from Bali. And then immediately after I went to Africa on the road trip. But Monika and I were meant to find a property somewhere in England as a base, because we've been staying here in Monika's flat in Ipswich. So Monika's mum lives here, but until we find a place, we thought we'd spend a few weeks here in the meantime. And with things falling through and different things going on in the world, etc., it's made property hunting a little bit trickier than we thought. But I hope, finally, after a few false starts and things going backward and forward, in the next 3 weeks or so, fingers crossed, we should have our base sorted in England. So that'd be fantastic. I hope that will finally come to an end very soon. I've actually got into reading a bit more over the past few months. And that's because I realised, ever since starting my podcast, I've just started to realise I think I'm a terrible reader. So over the past 4 months or so, I've really got into reading again. This is what I'm reading at the moment. I love this series. It's Operation Playboy. I actually had another book in this series, and the author very kindly sent me this book, which is another book in the series. It's about international drug dealers. So if you love that kind of stuff, I highly recommend it. Operation Playboy. It's all to do with channeling drugs from Amsterdam to Bali to Brazil. It's fantastic. I love it. And this is another one. I was watching a documentary series on Netflix about pirates, and I suddenly realised I'm fascinated by pirates. So after being completely enthralled and enthused by this series on Netflix, I went out and I bought, this may look ridiculous, but it's incredible, A General History of the Pirates. This book came out, I think, in 1724, when pirates were still roaming the seas, or when the original pirates were still roaming the seas around the Americas. So it's an account at the time about pirates, and our image, our perception of pirates now in the modern world is pretty much all shaped on this exact book. It's beyond fascinating. I think it was £10 from Amazon. Highly, highly recommend it. It's brilliant. And I now like reading. As long as it's the right kind of book, I've realised. If it's not in my area of interest, I can barely read at all. But if it's something that interests me, I can't put the book down. Right. Standard Sunday morning ritual. Have breakfast and reply to YouTube comments, because my videos always go live at 7 AM on Sunday. Sunday morning rides are one of the most special because everyone sleeps a little bit longer on the Sunday. So you've got the roads to yourself probably until about 9:30. So if you get out at about 7 o'clock, you've got empty roads, you've got the last of the wildlife just hiding away after being active at night, sun glistening on the water, you've got the beautiful countryside all to yourself. It's a magical time for a ride. My favourite time for a ride now, Sunday morning, 100%.
At least 3 defunct helmets, like just dotted around. Like there's a helmet up the back there. That's a car helmet from when I had the Westfield. I used to race that.
Oh yes.
I've genuinely no idea what's in that. Like that
it's
like
just
that.
all of your previous hobbies, isn't it? The
Yeah,
cycling,
yeah,
the car,
yeah, just
the bikes,
golf,
the
just
Harley
move sort of-
sign there,
yeah,
different tyre pressures on the Harley. Welcome back to Danny, everyone. In fact, I was just saying to him, this is exactly how a garage should look. All of the little stories from passions in years gone by. We're here to do the Classic 500. I mean, I'd love to say that I'm properly, genuinely helping, but I'm really just here to watch and enjoy. Danny, give us an overview. What's the plan?
So when we got the bike, it was obviously originally you said half the appeal was obviously riding it, but the other half was getting to work on it and doing it. And it's, as you can tell from the craziness in here, I like getting my hands dirty and getting involved with different things, and that's a bit harder with the KTM, with looking after warranties and
1250 Adventure just behind the camera, which is Danny's other bike,
and that's you plugging into laptops and all that jazz, which is whereas this is proper old school mechanics, I guess. So I'm by no means a expert mechanic. I used to do a fair bit with project cars in the past. Used to cram in here just an old sort of Caterham style.
You fit a Caterham in
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Did
yeah,
you really?
yeah. Used to work on it.
Did
in
you?
Here. Yeah. Have it up on axle stands and kind of get it.
Wow. Oh, so you know your stuff.
No. I live.
Compared to me, you know your stuff.
Yeah. The Haynes manual is my friend, which is up there. So
how much was the service kit for this?
The service kit from this I got from Hitchcock's Motorcycles, and I believe it was £35.
Yeah.
And then I bought the oil for £29 as well. So from dealership in town. So I think cheap as chips, and what I think that lets you do is maybe a bit more than required. So, for example, I think on oil change on this isn't due for another couple of thousand miles, but I'm a big fan of kind of a intermediate oil change anyway, especially when this wasn't in my ownership for its first 1700 miles, so I don't fully know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think today is almost a kind of drop the oil, change the filters, change the spark plugs, check chain, do all those kind of bits, and get a nice ground zero for the maintenance ongoing.
So you know exactly what's going on, because this is, at least for now, this is a keeper in your mind.
Yeah.
I should say, just before, we'll do a bit of B-roll to do the whole thing, but this is a 2021 bike.
Yeah.
So in theory, this is only just out of Royal Enfield's warranty.
Yeah.
Or is it still in Royal Enfield's warranty?
Possibly, I don't know.
Do you even care?
No. As I say, the motivation is being able to work on it yourself, kind of thing. So I want one that I can, look after and sort of make my own and do. Albeit, what we were just talking about, you look at your inclination as a motorcyclist is like, what modifications can I make? What can I change that?
True.
And every time I get to it, I'm like, no, it's just perfect as it is.
It's perfect the way it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do a close up of the servicing bits, because Danny's also got this just beautiful clock to put on it, and then
that's the only modification.
That's so worth it. Then we'll run the B-roll after that. But Classic 500, 1700 miles. No, 2,000 mile service. Okay, let's get going.
Cool.
Let's see what the £35 service kit consists of.
Right.
Just such great value from
Hitchcock's Motorcycles. You see on there.
Yep.
So the service kit in here I've got the parts list here, which I've just dropped. So we've got the oil filter and all the appropriate O-rings for the drain plugs and then for the filter itself.
Yeah.
A brand new Bosch OEM, actually, Royal Enfield spark plug.
It's weird for me. It's just one spark plug, isn't it?
Yeah.
It makes it so easy. I always forget about that. It's stating the obvious. Single cylinder engine, one spark plug.
Yeah. There's a couple of washers for, I believe the copper washers are for the drain plug.
Yeah.
and then a air filter as well.
Danny, show me this clock. Show me the clock, Danny. Let's see this clock.
The big modification.
I care about this most.
Yeah. So I'm constantly riding, like kind of like doing that scene if I'm going to be late for wherever it needs to be.
Go.
And we've got this little number
Hitchcock's?
from Hitchcock's again. This is £20. They do a couple of different versions, and that is going to just live on top of the stem there.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'll just lift it off. It just goes right on there.
And that little grub screw at the bottom will tighten that up, and that's in.
It looks like it was always meant to be there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm right in thinking that they stopped making the X-Class. Did you hear that?
I think they were going to do that.
That was a lot of fun. It's such a nice way to spend a Sunday. Either, well, I've done both. Go for a lovely Sunday morning ride, then a bit of tinkering on a bike. It's what bikes like that are all about. It's just all so beautifully simple. It's almost therapeutic. I had to leave Danny because he's about to start baking, I think 15 pizzas for family members coming over. So I'm heading off on the Classic 350. I'll pick Monika up and we will go for lunch in Ipswich. The weather is absolutely glorious and it's stinking hot. And I've never been on this road before. Beautiful country lanes, I think the whole way back. Okay, we'll wrap it up quickly. They warned us inside that there's a massive wasp problem, so they said we have to give you everything in disposable stuff. And Monika's got about 6 flying around her head now, so as quickly as possible wrap it up. But this is the great thing about going out for early rides. It is 2:15 now, and I feel like I've done so much already. Also, Everyone's been complaining in the UK about the dreadful weather. In Ipswich, I don't know if it's got its own little microclimate, but we have had, at least for as long as we've been here, glorious weather, almost exclusively. So I'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much everyone for coming on. Please do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you all in the next one.